Hey folks, I'm at Prophetstown State Park, Indiana's youngest state park. Prophetstown is located just outside of Lafayette, Indiana, near the little town of Battleground. It is the site, historically, where the Battle of Tippecanoe took place. The state park opened in 2004 and has been a work in progress ever since. The main focus of the park is the prairie land, savannas, and wetlands. The prairie land is a haven for pollinators, birds, and small mammals, while the wetlands provide habitat for many species of amphibians as well as waterfowl. While the history books I was raised on mostly glorified the American cavalry in the Battle of Tippecanoe, the state park now honors the many tribes that gathered here in a union to stand against the western spread of the white settlers. Just outside of the park is the official Battle of Tippecanoe Memorial and Museum. The park has several miles of hiking and biking trails, which provide a close-up look at the native flora, every season providing something unique. There are some woodlands lining the bluff, creating quite a variety of habitat within the park. The park is bordered by the Wabash and Tippecanoe rivers on one side, and by the forested bluffs on the other side. This large valley that the park sits within was created thousands of years ago by melting glaciers. A large part of the savanna is also a floodplain for the Wabash and Tippecanoe rivers. The Wabash typically floods a couple times per year, making this part of the park inaccessible. This is the furthest out the bike trails reach, at the Tippecanoe River. A hiking trail continues even further. The first thing opened at Prophetstown State Park was its campground. In 2004, it was almost entirely in an open area with very little shade, but as you see here, the trees have grown nicely since then. The campground now feels like an oasis within the prairie. More recently, the park opened an aquatic center, providing families a relief from the blazing sun on a hot summer day. Within the park borders is the historic Prophetstown Farm, a real working 1920s farmstead. While from the outside it doesn't look much different than any other Indiana farm, It is ran and managed utilizing the old ways, horse-drawn plows and all. Also on the property is a replica of a woodland Indian village, which they do occasionally have Native Americans on site providing educational programs. Within the past year, the park extended the bike path to the length you're seeing me ride in this video, but they have much bigger plans for the future. If funding ever becomes available, they intend to build a dedicated nature center as well as a lodge. But the biggest game changer for this park will be a lake. Currently, a huge portion of the park's land on the southwest side is leased by a gravel mining company that can be seen when entering the park. They have 2 large quarries they are currently mining from, and once they are mined out, possibly decades from now, the quarries will be united and filled in to create a lake for fishing and paddling.